All right, guys, welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Press X Podcast or Press Cross Podcast, if we want to be correct about it, right? Press Cross Podcast. Hope everybody's doing well on this Sunday. Vincent, get out. Chris, get out. Get out right now. How dare you? How dare you? All right, Vincent, you can stay. You can stay. I can't say the name, I don't think. I can't say the name of the game. I have to call it the big game. I don't know. YouTube's really weird about that. You saw the Kanye Last of Us 2 tweet. That's got to be the worst one you've done. Dude, listen. JMR. I had to delete that tweet because people didn't understand. I'm not blaming them because I didn't add enough context, but people didn't understand what I was trying to get at. I was trying to point out the fact that Kanye West, his favorite game ever, is The Last of Us Part 2. And he, apparently loves it. Neil Druckmann is Jewish. That's what I was trying to point out. You know? Bro, do you know? Does bro know? We have Soyu, aka Mr. Hamster. Long time no see, buddy. Comes in and says, just quit my job that I worked for the past 7 years. When I started working there, MBG was just still making Xbox videos back in the days. So nostalgic. Press X Podcast is back. Damn. I miss the hamster. I miss this hamster. That's crazy. Yeah, 7 years ago, man. Been doing YouTube for a long time. I don't know. I mean, you say you quit your job for the past 7 years. I'm not sure if I should say I'm sorry to hear that or good for you. I don't really know the circumstances there, but either way, I hope it works out in your favor. I hope it's a good thing, like you're moving on to bigger and better things. But yeah, I'm pretty nonchalant for $150. Yeah. No, but I really do appreciate that, Mr. Hamster. You've been here for a long time. You've been here since the beginning. Very much appreciate that, Mr. Hamster. Yeah, we'll see if Press X Podcast sticks around. I don't know. I've been putting live up on all my streams, but I figure, Press Cross Podcast, All right. So, guys, yeah, he's pointing out that that's basically $5. Well, I still appreciate it, man. I do. I do appreciate it. Guys, we are talking about PlayStation today. Okay? We have some, I think, pretty potentially, I have to underline the word potentially, exciting news regarding state of play regarding PlayStation this week. We have what I think is a pretty interesting rumor that has popped up, and I feel like it's kind of going under the radar because of the whole PlayStation Network thing, Understandably so. That's obviously going to be at the forefront and what's making the headlines right now. But we have some interesting rumors once again. State of Dismay week. Are we going to be dismayed with the state of play? Ooh, I don't know, man. I think it's going to be good. I'm on that hopium. It's going to be good. I believe. Listen, if the Eagles win today, then it's going to be good. If they lose, I still think it's going to be good. Yeah, Metal Gear apparently leaked. The state of play is going to be offline. It's going to be network problems. They're not going to be able to stream the state of play. Diego, you're saying they better address the server outage at the state of play. They did. They did address it today. I don't think they're going to address it at a state of play. Time for some flex tape. We're getting 5 extra days of PlayStation Plus. We did it. We did it. Sony dropping 5 extra days of PlayStation Plus as compensation for the PlayStation Network outage. Hype! Let's go. I mean, it's something. It's better than nothing. I'm going to be honest. It's better than nothing. I was expecting them to do nothing because it's like they didn't say anything, right? Like they didn't acknowledge it until it was done. But they're like, you know what? Here you go. And I'm like, yeah, Sony, come on, bro. It's the least you could do. Give us a month. I'll take 5 days. Whatever. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Mr. Hamster, a.k.a. SouYou, once again, saying, also, I get to try the MGS3 remake at Taiwan Gaming Con this month. It's real good. Can't wait for MBG to play that. MBG even looking like Big Boss. Yeah, dude. Big Boss. Big Boss stream coming up. That's awesome, though, man. I mean, I can't wait. Metal Gear Solid Delta. I wonder... Again, man, when I talk about Metal Gear Solid Delta, I feel like everything's ready to go. We got the release date now. I just wonder what comes next. I'm not trying to get too ahead of myself. It's a natural thought. I think Metal Gear Solid Delta is going to be successful. You know, fans seem to be on board with it. They seem to be very excited. Haven't really seen any negativity, very minimal negativity towards it. So I think it's going to be a success for Konami. And I guess for me, the next question there is like, what happens after that? Where do you guys go next? Is Konami, are they back? The secret studio game project is Gummy Bears. Don't get your hopes up. Show me Gummy Bears, bro. I will get my hopes up for Gummy Bears until I see it and it's garbage. And if it's garbage, then I'm going to say this is garbage. I'm not excited for this. Get this out of my face right now. But, it could be good. I don't know. It's definitely Gummy Bears. I mean, yeah, dude. So, for the context here. All right, for the context here, Insider Gaming, which is run by Tom Henderson, who is one of the most reliable industry insiders, he, I think, just recently started a new podcast, a weekly podcast with the Insider Gaming crew or whatever. And one of his other people there on the podcast said that he knows, and he hasn't talked about it at all, but he said he knows of a game from a studio, an unknown studio. So the studio, as of right now, doesn't exist officially, that's going to show up at the State of Play and reveal a new game for the first time. Now, what's interesting is he claims he saw footage of this at a show, I guess like behind closed doors or something. So he knows like what this game is. But he doesn't say if it's a PlayStation studio or not. To be clear, he does not say if it's a PlayStation studio, first or third party. That's the big mystery here. That's the big mystery. It could be first party, but it also could just be a random third party studio. What is interesting though, and this is worth pointing out, is that Sony does have multiple secret studios currently. They have at least 2 that I know of that there's like studios that were spooled up and created behind the scenes. One I think is, well, actually we did discover this through a job listing and it was pretty official. It pretty much confirmed it. There is a new PlayStation studio located in Los Angeles. And people are thinking that might be Jason Blundell's studio. But there's also another PlayStation studio that is working on this project, Gummy Bears, that is basically a bunch of Bungie developers that were working at Bungie, but Sony kind of brought them over, put them under the PlayStation Studios banner. Chris, don't do it, man. I'm warning you. I will ban you today, boy. But yeah, there's also some people believe that there is a secret. Well, there is a Malaysia PlayStation studio, but they think that this might be, some kind of secret game they're working on potentially. Corey's like, "What the F did I miss here, boys?" Not much yet, Corey. Basically, there's going to be a secret game and a secret studio reveal, or secret studio is going to reveal a game at the State of Play. Could be first party, could be third party, could be something totally disappointing. Do we see the God of War collection at the State of Play? Well, see, that's the other really interesting rumor that, and this is coming from directly from Tom Henderson. He said that he has heard that the next God of War game, at least, he's not sure if it's a remaster, a remake, a prequel, a reboot. He does not know. But he said that the next God of War game is going to feature young Kratos back in Greece. That's what he says. So I wonder if there's some wires getting crossed here. We did hear the rumor that there's going to be a potential God of War collection. Potentially. This is what we heard a couple months ago. And we know that God of War's 20th anniversary is coming up on March 20th. Just a little over a month from now. So I do wonder if maybe these are the same things. Maybe, again, some wires are getting crossed. He's hearing the next God of War game, young Kratos back in Greece. A couple months ago, we hear rumor of a God of War saga, Greek saga collection. Could it be the same thing? I'm telling you, man, it's perfect timing. So if Sony doesn't do this, I think they're missing a huge, huge, huge opportunity, man. I really do. You're only going to have one 20th anniversary. And right now, a lot of the God of War games are not playable natively on PlayStation 5. So it's like, come on, man. March is also Bloodborne's 10th anniversary. Dude, I had this dream, right? I had this daydream where the reason why Sony was DMCA taking, they're issuing DMCA takedowns on all these different, all these different Bloodborne fan projects is because at the end of this State of Play, there's going to be like, one more announcement, bro. Herman Hulst. Just like he did with Kojima, but this time with Miyazaki. He's going to bring Miyazaki out. They're going to announce a partnership. They're working on a new game. They're working on something. Maybe they'll kind of talk about Bloodborne and be like, yeah, we know how much you guys love Bloodborne. We're excited to announce a new partnership. That was just a daydream, though. So. You'd rather see Santa Monica's new IP over anything God of War related? I would agree with you, except no. I want to see more God of War. I always want to see more God of War, but specifically because they're going to be celebrating the 20th anniversary next month. So I think now is a really good time. Now is a really good time, I think, to basically bring something significant out regarding God of War. Yeah, I'm telling the future right now, bro. That's true. I actually forgot about that, man. It is going to be Bloodborne's 10th anniversary. That is crazy. Man, where's the time go? MBG, there's already a God of War prequel, so I'm pretty sure that's off the table. Well, that's what I mean, man. Like, I don't think that we're going to see, like, a prequel starring, a younger Kratos. Because, like you're saying, God of War Ascension already exists. I don't know how many more gaps there are left that you could fill in. I'm thinking what Tom Henderson heard. If I had to give my best guess on like what he's talking about, I think he's talking about this collection. I think it'd just be crazy if that doesn't exist. I don't want to get my hopes up too high, but yeah, I mean, to me, that makes the most sense. That makes the most sense. I don't suspect that the next mainline God of War, because that's kind of how it was being worded, or at least how some people were taking it, where it's like the next mainline God of War is going to be set in Greece and your young Kratos. And it's like the only way I could see that happening is that the next mainline God of War is a full-blown from the ground up remake. What's up, Dwayne? Thank you for that, man. Is there anything from Sony officially saying why the network went down? They did put out a tweet, and they didn't say much. I'll read it to you real quick. So this comes from Ask PlayStation. They posted this 12 hours ago. They say network services have fully recovered from an operational issue. So that's what they're calling it, an operational issue. Clearly somebody stepped on something and unplugged it, and they just couldn't figure out where or why. I'm kidding, of course. They say we apologize for the inconvenience and thank the community for their patience. All PlayStation Plus members will automatically receive an additional 5 days of service. That's the only thing we've gotten officially from PlayStation. So it's not like a hack or anything. They would be legally obligated to disclose that, which is good because people were very concerned about that. What's up, MRPD? We're just talking basically about the upcoming state of play, how there's apparently going to be a secret game revealed from an unknown studio. We don't know if it's first or third party. We're also talking about how the next God of War, or the next time we see God of War, it's going to have something to do with young Kratos. Jerry Gamer, you're saying the 5-day thing is BS? Why? What do you think they should have done? A lot of people are thinking that, MRPD. A lot of people are thinking that this supposed secret game is going to be Project Gummy Bears. And, it's okay, man. Like, we're going to have to see this game announced at some point. So if that's what it is, I don't know that I'll be excited for it. I might be very disappointed and be like, man, that doesn't look good to me at all. It would be disappointing, for sure, because obviously I want it to be something else. But they're gonna have to show that game at some point, and hold on. Yeah, I mean, it seems like Marathon's going to be there. Death Stranding 2, MGS, Lost Soul aside, maybe rounded out with Project Gummy Bears and Marathon. I just think Sony's got to be careful. If they're going to show off Marathon, I don't know that you want to reveal another live service. Maybe the full story of Chains of Olympus. Corey's starting to daydream. He's beginning to believe. Horizon Online. Please, Sony, bring out that Horizon Online, bro. I can't wait to see the internet's reaction to that. I cannot wait to see the internet be like, oh my God, Horizon Online. And Corey the Legend comes in and drops a 20 bomb on you guys.
Holy shit.
Corey's daydreaming. He's daydreaming about that. The full story of Chains of Olympus. Let's get some W's in the chat for Corey the Legend. There's a reason why he's called the Legend around these parts. He drops 20 memberships. Guys, 5 more and we feed the beast. He's like, yep. If you just got gifted a membership, you now have access to exclusive members content. Okay? You have access to the Members Lounge. You have access to Morning with the Misses. We just did a Morning with the Misses this past Friday. It was really good. It was really, really good. I had a really good time. Everybody had a good time. So if you just got gifted a membership, please go check that out. And if you enjoyed enough, consider re-upping your membership. And Corey drops another 5 in Hellbound 1981. They're tag teaming it, bro. 30 members gifted just like that. Feeling like I'm feeling hot right now. I'm not gonna lie. I put this jacket on. I'm like, yeah, it's time to wear. It's time to break out the Eagles jacket. And it's been like 10 minutes, and I feel like I'm sweating. But Corey, Hellbound, thank you guys so much. 30 members right off the bat. Absolutely love to see it. I got to give you a couple sound bites. This one's for Corey.
I'm no hero. Never was. Never will be.
Hellbound, you got to tell me, since you dropped that 5 bomb, you got to tell me what soundbite you want, man. Oh, Corey, here's another one for you.
Is that what you think? That's exactly. It doesn't matter what you think.
I like that one. I'm glad, Corey. I think it was you who recommended that one. I'm glad you recommended that one because that one's good. Let me just update this here. I see somebody asking if we're doing reps today. Guys, we hit 50 members today. I'll be breaking out the reps. All right, we'll get some reps in. I did a bunch of yard work yesterday. That's right, doing yard work in the middle of winter, trying to get ahead of it. I'm trying to tackle that poison ivy. And I was out there for hours, man, and let me tell you, I am in pain today, man. I am in pain today. I definitely overdid it. I'm a bit, I don't know if I'm necessarily out of shape, but I'm just not used to doing yard. It's been a while since I've done like yard work for hours at a time like that. And I went hard yesterday. I was really trying to take down that poison ivy, man. I've been talking to you guys about this. I was like, I'm digging deep. I'm finding those roots. I'm severing them. It felt like a Dark Souls battle back there. But I'll still do some reps. That's the point that I'm trying to get at. I went outside. I know, man. I am feeling my age today. It's my hands that hurt the most, dude. It's my hands that hurt the most, like my knuckles and my joints. Like, holy shit. And let's give boss some treats. Here you go, man.
Boss, do you read me? It's time to feed the beast.
Luna, you'll get yours as soon as boss is done feeding. We have Jim Ryan. Jim Ryan joining the stream today, a member for 6 months. Thanks, Jim Ryan, for being a member for so long. That's about the same amount of time. Well, no, Jim Ryan retired. Wait, no, yeah. I think Jim Ryan became a member shortly after retiring. He says the leaker who leaked footage from Ooze said that it will be revealed this year. Also said that Sony has exclusive for Nier 3, and the state of play will be on the 13th. Yeah, the last I heard it was going to be on the 14th, but I could absolutely see the 13th makes more sense. Sony's never done a state of play on the 13th. Or, sorry, on a Friday. They've never done a state of play on a Friday. So, Thursday, the 13th, I think that makes the most sense. Project Ooze, yeah, dude, this could be what this secret studio in the secret game is. If I'm not mistaken, there was like 3 to 4 seconds of really early footage of this Project Ooze game, and I don't even know what it was, dude. It looked like some kind of third-person shooter, potentially. The Genius says, I'm telling you, man, it's going to be on my birthday, the 13th. That would be sick. I don't know, would it though? Like if they do the state of play on the 13th and it's like really bad, would you feel like I feel like I asked this question already, but they ruined my birthday. Let me see here. Now you're saying, Jim Ryan, you're saying that the leaker, or that supposed leaker, said Nier 3 is going to be exclusive. I mean, was Nier Automata exclusive? I don't remember. I think that would be a pretty big deal. I mean, I haven't played the Nier games, but I know that people really love them, especially Nier Automata. A lot of people have actually recommended I play that game. It was exclusive for 2 years. Okay. A lot of people have recommended that game to me. Haven't played it. Maybe at some point I will. But we'll see. We'll see if the next Nier game shows up. Radic, a member for 18 months. Thank you for the long-time support, buddy. Saying, Poison Ivy mold, what kind of monster are you creating in the basement? No, there's no poison ivy. There's no mold in the basement. There's no poison ivy down there. Certainly not. Oh my God, if there was poison ivy in my basement, we have a problem. No, dude, in my backyard, I have this like massive overgrowth. Listen. It looks like an effigy. Okay, I have like a wooden fence and there's just this giant growth. It like, because it's dead, it looks like an effigy on the top of my fence. I would need a ladder to even touch it. That's how tall it is. And I'm pretty sure it's like fused with the fence at this point. I don't think there's. Yeah, it's. Wes, I got to make that a soundbite. Evil. You cannot burn poison ivy. JMR, don't ever burn poison ivy. You'll kill somebody. I'm not even kidding. It's extremely toxic. Don't ever burn poison ivy. It's extremely toxic and dangerous. So hopefully you learned something valuable today. I'm still enjoying Cyberpunk. Yeah, I was playing it. I was playing it while the network was down, man. I'm trying to start to do some side missions in Cyberpunk, some side content. A lot of you guys have been recommending that, telling me that I definitely should not skip over it. So I'm starting to work on that. We have Chris Brown with a $2 super chat saying the Eagles are the best team in the NFL. Go Eagles, fly. Thank you for that super chat, Chris Brown. I'm just kidding. He said DLC Game of the Year nominee definitely came from Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. Well, you know what? I do have the Ultimate Edition. As you know. I have the code for Phantom Liberty. Didn't input it yet. I'm not going to play it until I complete the main game, but I have had people tell me that the Phantom Liberty DLC is actually better than the main game. And that's actually extremely exciting to me because I'm really enjoying the main game so far, at least like the main story. And it's reminding me a lot of GTA. Like I kind of always knew that Cyberpunk, the open world, was somewhat inspired by GTA, but as I'm playing it more and more and getting further into it, I'm kind of realizing like there's a lot of things that are definitely inspired by GTA. And I do like that. It feels like a sequel. Well, damn. Idris Elba is in it too, right? Which is crazy. Yeah, that's going to be exciting. That's going to be really exciting. By the way, guys, I forgot to mention, if you haven't already, please take a moment and hit that like button, okay? We're sitting at 97 likes. 3 more, we hit 100. Let's see if we can get to 150. If you enjoy the streams, if you want to continue to see Press X Podcast return, you want to see it come back, all right? You want to make sure it doesn't go away again. Hit that like button. Smash that like button. Axe kick it. Do whatever you want to it. Kane Z7 with a super chat says Square Enix isn't doing exclusives anymore, though. See, that's the thing. Yeah, I was going to mention that. I don't know if I believe that rumor because Square Enix, in my opinion, seems like they are done, bro. Square Enix like hates exclusivity now. So I don't imagine that their next big game is going to be exclusive to PlayStation. The only thing I could think is that if it was an agreement that was, something that was signed many years ago where they have to obligate or they're obligated to honor it, they have to honor it. That's the only way I could see, some kind of exclusivity. And that's definitely a possibility because a lot of times these third-party exclusivity deals, they're signed, almost as soon as the games are entering production and whatnot. So it's not completely out of the realm of possibility, but it's also understandable why a lot of people would be surprised if a Square Enix game was exclusive. The Genius 200X with a $5 super chat. Thank you for that, buddy. He says, with Microsoft's strategy rapidly taking shape to third party, I can see a Halo reveal happen at the State of Play and a Gears reveal at Nintendo's event or vice versa. A lot of people have been speculating this, Genius. A lot of people have been speculating that because Microsoft is very quickly, becoming third party and making it clear that this is what they're doing. They're more focused on publishing everywhere. We have the rumors that Halo is next, Gears is next, Forza was just casually dropped. A lot of people are thinking that at these upcoming Sony and Nintendo events, we're going to start seeing announcements from Microsoft directly. I think that would be nuts. I'm not expecting it. The only thing I'm actually expecting, realistically speaking, the Genius, at this State of Play, if Sony and Microsoft were to kind of partner, it's like, yeah, Microsoft, show one of your games off, show a trailer. I would think a Forza Horizon 5 trailer. I feel like that's the most obvious because like the pre-orders aren't open yet. We didn't really get a trailer for it. So that to me makes the most sense. Some people are thinking maybe Starfield. I could maybe see that. I think that's possible. But man, could you just imagine? Could you just imagine what would happen on the internet that day if Halo was revealed at a state of play? That would be. I don't even know. I don't even think some people would know how to I don't even think some people would know how to react to that. Supposedly, Phil's going on the Xbox Era podcast this week to talk PS5 ports, prepping the Xbox for the next meltdown. Oh, I thought he was done. I thought Phil Spencer was done making the rounds. He's still. That's interesting. Okay, so he's still out here. Yo, maybe I should see if I could get Phil Spencer on the Press X podcast. MGS4 plus Peace Walker. Oh, dude, yeah. You know, if you're talking about the Metal Gear Solid Collection Volume 2, yeah, I feel like that could be ready to reveal maybe. I don't know, though. Would they reveal it alongside MGS3? Or MGS Delta, I mean. But yeah, I would imagine it's going to be MGS4. Oh, man, getting MGS4 is going to be amazing, dude. That's going to be amazing. Getting MGS4 in a Volume 2 Metal Gear collection, yes. Injected into my veins. Could Delta come with multiplayer? We've been talking about that, man. I don't think it is. I think if it was going to come with multiplayer like MGO, Metal Gear Online, I think they would have announced that. I don't think it's coming with Metal Gear Online. I think that they might consider talking about Metal Gear Online after Metal Gear Delta releases. I think that they just want to have a clear runway for just Metal Gear Delta. Because you have to understand, like, this is the first time they're really actually seriously trying to do something without Kojima and make it a success with Metal Gear. And this is a game that Kojima directed. So it's like there's a trepidation there, I would say. Dream on, we will. Resident Evil 9 will be there, 99%. I hope so, man. We've been talking about Resident Evil 9 for a long time. I'm 50-50 on that. It's a coin flip. It's a coin flip. The timing seems right. This state of play could be awesome, man. I'm telling you, there's a lot. The biggest thing that I try to tell people or remind them of is that right now Sony doesn't have anything like announced in terms of release dates. There's no pipeline at all outside of just we know. Well, I don't want to say it all. Like we know Death Stranding 2, we know Ghost of Yotei, but I just mean like nobody knows when they're going to be able to play this stuff. They have no idea. So we also, here's another important thing. Take-Two Interactive did just do their earnings. And they did say that they're still shooting for a fall 2025 release. That hasn't changed. That's very significant in my opinion, because now I think, you know, studios are going to feel a little bit more ready, I guess you could say. Like they're going to be ready to start giving release dates because it's like, all right, well, we know it's hitting fall. So if we wanted to get the game out early, we're going to, earlier, we're going to do that. We're going to start announcing the date, getting it prepped. A complete DMC remake. I thought that there was like a 4chan leak or something. I mean, it's 4chan. I don't know. Or no. Hold on. Not a 4chan leak. Scratch that. It was from the voice actor for Virgil, I think. He seemingly maybe let it slip potentially that there's a DMC remake in the works. I didn't look too deep into it, so I'm not sure. That would be really cool, though. I mean, we know that Capcom is... They're like, hey, let's keep remaking these games because they do such a good job. Can't blame them. Knack 3 confirmed for launch same day as GTA 6. The only thing that could truly rival GTA 6. It's the only thing. You're playing MGS4 on your PS3 last week? That's awesome, dude. Yeah, I cannot wait for that to come to PlayStation 5, man. I can't wait. Cap God. Pragmata. Pragmata could show up. It's been way too long. I don't know. There are people who really believe that Pragmata is going to end up being the next Deep Down. Although I think Deep Down was positioned as an exclusive game, to whereas Pragmata is a multi-plat game. FF9 remake. I mean, I don't know, man. When it comes to Square Enix showing up at a PlayStation show, I'm not sure that they're going to have anything Final Fantasy ready to go. I mean, they just launched it on PC. It seems like the next time we're really going to, well, I mean, I guess we could hear about Final Fantasy prior to remake part 3, but even just recently we've been hearing them talking about part 3 for the remake and just being like, yeah, we're really working on that thing. Like, we're trying to get it done quick. Like, they're not rushing, they're just making really good time. An ex-Rockstar developer actually did an interview one time, and he thinks people should lower their expectations. Nah, I don't think so, dude. I disagree. Look, I know he's a developer, but I think people's expectations being as high as they are for GTA 6, I think it's totally fair. I mean, it's Rockstar, dude, and they've been working on this game for over a decade. But people could be disappointed, certainly. You like to think what game could be shown? You want GTA 6 so bad? Yeah, dude, I don't think there's any chance GTA 6 shows up at a State of Play. I feel sorry for any other game. May the Lord have mercy on every other game's soul if GTA 6 shows up at the State of Play. But no, dude, I think at this point, I'm going to be honest, I don't even know if Sony has marketing rights. I don't even know if they have marketing rights. I mean, this entire time I was pretty certain they did, because it's like, of course they do. It's Rockstar. You know, they had marketing rights for Red Dead 2, GTA 5, coming to PS5, even prior to that. And it's just like, but the thing is, we've seen so little. We've seen so little of GTA 6. Yeah, it feels like a myth. It's like, who knows? Who knows, man? I actually think, as much as I want to see GTA 6, and I really do want to see more GTA 6, I don't think it would be good if it showed up at a State of Play. I feel like it would literally take away from every game. Like, it's just like nobody cares about anything else that was shown. But it would be huge for Sony. It would be, that would easily go down as the best State of Play. But no, I don't think so. I don't know. Okay, look, man. Okay, Hype MBG is back. Hype MBG is back. Listen, here's the beauty about Hype MBG. I've been using that word a lot, beauty. I don't know why. The beautiful thing about Hype MBG is that it doesn't take much anymore to get me hyped. Death Stranding 2, I'm hyped. Let's go. Day 1. 2-minute release date trailer. Hype. Hype. Marathon, look, I'm not hyped for Marathon right now. Doesn't mean I can't be. Show me a Marathon trailer. Show me a Marathon trailer. Show me some Marathon gameplay. If it looks good, hype. Concord 2, all right. There's a limit. There's a limit to the hype. Imagine they show Fortnite. Dude, they probably will. They probably will. I'm just ready to be hyped, man. Because the truth is, I just saw that Metal Gear Solid Delta trailer. It leaked out, and that got me hyped. Like, legitimately, that got me excited, man. And it's just like, there's going to be so much to play throughout the year. I don't even know. I don't know. Maybe I'm just feeling good right now. I'm playing Cyberpunk. It's a great time. I got, there's a Terminator event in Call of Duty. That's pretty cool. Terminator? Hell yeah. Got Monster Hunter coming out. Got Killing Floor 3 coming out. Kazan, the first Berserker. All these games are coming out in just a couple of weeks of one another. And I can't, like, now we're hearing Elden Ring Night Rain is going to be May. We got the release date for Metal Gear Delta. We know we're going to be hearing about GTA 6. We know Death Stranding 2 and Ghost of Yotei are coming. It's just, I don't know. I'm feeling good, man. I am. I'm feeling good. We have Kane Z70 says, I wouldn't care about GTA 6, just the same game again. Kane, are you crazy, bro? Are you out of your mind? I mean, look. I try to accept that some people are not excited for GTA 6. 40 years on this planet could be worth the celebration of getting old. Kazan, the first Berserker, I think is coming out March 27th. But look, I try to accept that there are people walking this planet right now who are gamers and not excited for GTA 6. I try to accept that. It's just difficult for me to accept that because it's like, how could you not be excited? I'm not saying you have to be as excited as me, but I don't know, dude. I don't know. I feel like we don't get games from Rockstar that often at all anymore. And the last game we got from them was Red Dead 2, man. Red Dead 2 was amazing. Red Dead 2 is still mind-blowing. I just watched a video last night. This isn't about Red Dead 2. There's this YouTuber, I don't know his name. I just came across his channel. And I think he does stuff with like Rockstar titles sometimes. And his video title was like the most boring spots in GTA 5. And it was just so interesting to me. I don't know why. Like that, it's just because he was highlighting these random spots in GTA 5 where it's like, it's boring, but also kind of interesting that these spots even exist. Do you guys know what video I'm talking about? I don't know the name of the YouTuber. But I saw he had another video where he's like playing Red Dead Redemption 2 on like a CRTV. It's really random stuff. I'm not sure what that has to do with the greatness of Rockstar games, but I'm sure there's some kind of correlation here. Yeah, still no patch for Red Dead 2 on PS5. No native version. Funny enough, dude, if you want to play on console, the best version of Red Dead Redemption 2 is the Xbox One X version. So if you were to play it on the Series X, that's the best version of Red Dead 2 right now. Kind of crazy that they haven't... It is kind of crazy to me, actually, that they haven't done anything more with Red Dead 2. But they just announced it sold, like, what, 70 million units or something? So it's like... I don't know. You're saying Rockstar gameplay sucks. Dude, have you played Max Payne 3? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Dude, we need a Max Payne... I mean, I was going to say remake, but we actually are getting a Max Payne 1 and 2 remake from Remedy, which I just remembered. Hype. But yeah, dude, we need like a proper, after Max Payne 1 and 2 remake, maybe Rockstar can work something out with Remedy, like remake Max Payne 3, dude. Cuz that gameplay, Max Payne 3 might be the best third-person shooter I've ever played. Hands down. Hands down. Like it feels incredible, dude. Man, what memory. I'm getting hit with the nostalgia right now. Cuz Max Payne 3, I think that came out in 2011, 2012. That's a long time ago at this point, man. God. I remember being so stoked for that game, buying it day one, even the multiplayer, yet another game where it's like incredible story, incredible single player story, incredible gameplay, complete package, but they had a multiplayer that was tacked on, and the multiplayer was so good. The multiplayer was amazing as well. They just don't make them like they used to, man. They don't make them like they used to. The Genius 200X with a super chat. Another one. He says, with Xbox transitioning, RS only has Sony to market on, especially with the Pro leading the hierarchy of current consoles. Seems an easy decision for Rockstar. I do agree with that logic, Genius 200X. I do agree with that logic because it is true that right now there's not really much marketing that can be done. I mean, it wouldn't really be ideal for Rockstar to push the Xbox version per se, like aggressively, knowing that the Pro exists and knowing that the PlayStation 5 is the console market leader for the consoles that they're going to be releasing their game on. But that's another reason, honestly, why I think why I think maybe Sony doesn't have a marketing deal. Maybe they canceled it or something, or just decided not to pursue it because they are the market leader, where it's like, yeah, it's just, we don't want to pay Rockstar to advertise this game because they're just going to want to naturally gravitate towards advertising it on the PlayStation. Not necessarily the same way they would, if you think, if GTA 6 were to have the marketing rights, I feel like what that adds is basically after the next trailer plays, it shows the blue PlayStation logo full screen and then shows the PS5 or even the PS5 Pro. And I don't know if they would have any like maybe GTA Online exclusive content or something like that. They did that with Red Dead Online, something along those lines. And that would go a long way, I think, in, convincing a lot of people that, oh yeah, I want to go buy it on PlayStation. But yeah, it's just one of these situations where it's like, yep, if you want to market, if you're going to choose which console to kind of lean towards in your marketing, I think the PlayStation 5 makes the most sense. Hold on, so yeah, we need a Max Payne 3 remaster or remake, dude. One of the things that I found so funny is Max Payne 3 came out before GTA 5. And I know I knew going into GTA 5 it's not going to have Max Payne controls. I knew that. Like, it's just not possible. But I was so afraid that, man, shooting firearms, in GTA 5, after playing so much Max Payne 3, is going to feel like such a downgrade, and I was right. I really struggled, man. I was like, bro, you should have just taken the shooting mechanics from Max Payne 3 and put that shit in GTA 5. That's what you should have done. I mean, I know it wouldn't have made the most sense, but man, it would have made GTA 5 would have been, the shooting mechanics in that game would have been enhanced so much. Max Payne 4, yeah. I mean, if you beat Max Payne 3, I'm not really sure where they would go after the ending to that game. Plus, here's another sad thing about Max Payne 3 is the voice actor, James McCaffrey, I think his name was. He passed away. And that's going to be really tough for the remakes, where I don't know if they're going to use the original voice acting for the remakes. I kind of hope they do because, man, that's a recast that I'm going to struggle with because Max Payne has it reminds me of Snake. Such an iconic voice, such a memorable voice. And I'm not saying somebody else couldn't do the voice of Max Payne and do it well, but to me that, James McCaffrey, he was Max Payne. If the family's on board with it, they could use AI. It'd be a little creepy, but I mean, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, man. It's so funny. It's just funny sometimes to reminisce about these games that I don't think about that often. But when they pop up, it's like, wow. Yeah, I had a lot of great memories. Just so many great memories, man. That was the only reason you wanted to buy, or that's the only reason you want to buy a PS3 in 2025? Yeah, I mean, I think Max Payne 3 is backwards compatible on Xbox, which is awesome. But this is, I think, another situation where I don't think you can play Max Payne 3 on PS5. And that's the kind of stuff where it's like, come on, man. Come on. Anyway, let me go check this poll real quick. Interesting. 65% of you guys so far think that the Philadelphia Eagles are going to win today. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. You see, MVG, what some outside work can do for you? Yeah, man. I think I inhaled a lot of dirt. I was getting primal out there, man. I was in the mud and the dirt. I'm just like embracing it. Feel like I'm gonna pass out at some point, but embracing it, like a good feeling, like, yeah. Did I get a 6-pack after? Actually, no. I had to take ibuprofen for my headache. I think I legitimately inhaled like a lot of stuff. I probably should have been wearing a mask, and I had a really bad. I'm fine now, but I had a killer headache after that. Do I live in Philadelphia? I do not live in Philadelphia. No. I am on the East Coast though. Northeast. I really did. Titus. I think it was like 30 degrees out or 29 degrees out yesterday, and I still kind of bundled up. I had like an Under Armour compression shirt on. I was drenched. Dude, I lost I had to rehydrate big time. Yeah. Probably could have used an IV or something, but yeah, dude, I was out there trying to CQC the poison ivy. Yeah, that shit's creepy, digital dude. I don't know. I see videos of that stuff and I'm like, that's very disturbing. Very disturbing. You're saying that's why you love your Series S. It plays all your older games very well. And ever since I played on my pal Steam Deck, it gave me a new perspective on the Series S. Yeah, no, we still haven't set up a P.O. box yet, man, for Morning with the Misses. Eventually we will. I'm telling you, eventually we will. We're just it's going to take a little bit of time. What's so important about tonight's game? I'm from England, so I have no idea. It is I can't say the words, apparently, on YouTube. So stupid, but it's the big game. It's the final big game for the NFL. Final two teams. Someone's going home with the Lombardi trophy. Oh, no, digital dude. No. Drive by Joe with a super chat says, the implemented slow-mo online was dope. It was. That was the craziest thing about that Max Payne 3 multiplayer, dude. The craziest thing about that multiplayer was they actually found a way to incorporate the slow-mo into a multiplayer environment, and it actually worked. It could be frustrating sometimes, though, when it happened to you, but it worked, man. What happens if you say the words? Apparently, if I'm not mistaken, like, you can get, I don't know, you can just get in some kind of trouble, like, or something with ads won't play, or just something along those lines. I'm not going to risk it. It's really stupid. I don't understand it, but shadow banned? I don't know. I don't know the extent. Vicky, you're saying, MBG, whenever I try to send a super chat, it doesn't let me, no matter if I'm on PC or phone. Any fixes? The only other workaround, if nothing else is working for you, that I could think of, is you can try opening YouTube in a different browser. I don't know what browser you use, but use a different browser, log in, see if it lets you then. Because I've had that problem before when trying to like gift memberships or whatever, and that fixed it. So you can give that a shot. No, I didn't play the Monster Hunter Wilds demo yet. I don't know if I'm going to. I did play the first time around, but Whiskey Gaming, you're saying it's the championship game for the NFL. Yeah, it's interesting because in the NFL, they do have the championship games, you know, but there's 2 separate championship games, and then that's what leads to the SB, you know, the big game. I hate calling it that, the big game. The boat mission in Max Payne 3, when Max woke up at the beginning, was amazing. I know, dude. It was so good. If Rockstar had a chance to work on a well-known gaming franchise or IP, which one would you pick? Max Payne. Oh, I don't know, man. That's a tough one. I don't know. Because there's so many. I'm going to throw that one to the chat. If Rockstar could work on any established IP, what would you want to see them work on? Titus says on the super chat, I've never had the not being able to send a super chat, just subscribed or gifted subs. Might be that you have a creator account with strict on. We don't talk about that. Anybody who remember the Max Payne movie with Mark Wahlberg? Yeah, we do not talk about that. That never happened. I do remember that though, man. Oh my God. Whose idea was it to cast Mark Wahlberg as Max Payne, dude? I mean, that is an awful casting choice. Come on. Josh Z with a $10 super chat. Thank you, Josh. Says Square Enix is divided into 3 to 4 dev teams. Creative Studio 1 is FF7 Remake and Kingdom Hearts right now. FF9 Remake and Tactics Remaster are the only major games from the NVIDIA leak. Worst kept secret in gaming now. Yeah, I've been seeing people bring this up for a long time now, Josh. Not just the FF9 remake, but the Tactics remaster as well. And you're right, those games were on the NVIDIA leak, and almost everything on that leak ended up coming true over time. But I guess the timing would be right. It's been a long time. Also, I love the names of their development teams, like Creative Business Unit. Creative Business Unit. It's actually not a bad name. It sounds generic, but I think it's intentional. Kind of like it. You have the same issue. I looked it up. Super chats do not work. Tried donating via direct donation as well. That also didn't work. I'm not the only one either. A lot of people are saying the same thing. Can't super chat on your channel at all. Huh. Yeah, this is very strange. Is anybody else having an issue with super chatting? I wonder why that is. But Josh, yeah, man. When it comes to Final Fantasy Tactics Remaster, I know that that's one that a lot of people are anticipating. A lot of people, I think, have been waiting for that one. But I've seen a lot of people saying they're expecting FF9 Remake to be announced potentially at this upcoming State of Play. You can gift, though. It's very, I don't know, man. YouTube's always bugging out. Chris Brown says the Eagles will win today, just like they deserve. They deserve to win. Thank you, Chris Brown. I could not agree more, my friend. I could not agree more. Vicky with his first time super chatting, $2, saying SMS and Naughty Dog both working on a sci-fi IP. Too much, so I guess it did work. It did work. He found the workaround. Too much sci-fi. MBG, your super chats are region locked, it seems. I don't think that can't be possible because I know Kane Z7. There's Kane Z7 and Mr. Hamster or So You earlier. Check my streaming dashboard. I might have to go check. Yeah, Titus says he's in Scotland. Unless there's like more to it that I'm not aware of. And I gotta look deeper in the settings. But Sony Santa Monica and Naughty Dog both working on sci-fi. Is it too much? Well, it has the potential to be a bit too much. but we have to see both games properly. Like, we have a look at what Intergalactic is going to be like. There's still a lot we don't know, but we have a general idea. And when it comes to Santa Monica's new IP, we only have that one random 4chan leak to go off of, and that's about it. I mean, yeah, 2 games I wouldn't say is too much. It has the potential to feel that way depending on how similar they seem to one another. If they seem extremely similar, then some people might be like, oh, like they kind of bleed into one another. But if they both have very distinct art style, very distinct type of story they're telling in this, in these, very distinct universes, I don't think it'll be a problem. I don't think it'll be a problem. Jay Shaka, you're saying it's a persistent issue with your channel. I think it is region locked to a degree. I'm in the EU. You're in the USA. Maybe that's why. Well, guys, if you're able to, I don't know. Tell me where you're super chatting from. Justin Bergman's with a $10 super chat says the only game to match GTA would have been if Sony and Miyazaki released a secret Bloodborne 2 trailer, LOL. I kind of... I mean, I do think Sony could steal a portion of GTA's thunder. Just a very small portion, but it would be very short-lived. And yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think anything's going to touch GTA. Even something like that, as insane as that would be, a secret Bloodborne 2 reveal. No, man, I don't think so. I don't think anything can touch GTA. Let me go check something really quick, though. GTA is untouchable. Yeah. Let me go check my super chat settings really quick and see if there's something obvious that is potentially problematic. No, I don't see anything. They have like a follow best practices. Yeah, I don't see any settings or anything. It's just, super chats enabled, super stickers enabled, super thanks enabled. That's about it. That's all I'm seeing settings wise. So you guys are overestimating Bloodborne 2 if you think it would do anything to GTA 6. I don't think it would like do anything to GTA 6. I just think it's a matter of like people would find it difficult to believe that there's a Bloodborne 2 happening on top of also getting GTA 6. That's kind of the, yeah, nothing's going to touch GTA 6, dude. GTA 6 it's truly in a league of its own, and it's earned that, it's earned that. It didn't just get there overnight. But Bloodborne 2 would be a huge announcement for sure. Bloodborne 2 would break the internet to a degree, certainly. It's like Deathloop, but the opposite. Instead of a million trailers, it's constant talk with no trailers. Oh, that is funny, Whiskey Gaming. I didn't think of that. It's the opposite marketing scheme. Deathloop's marketing was unbearable, bro. It really was just too much. Everywhere you went, that's all you saw. People would want that to be the way GTA 6 is being marketed, but they're like, nah. And that's what's kind of funny about the whole situation with GTA 6 and Rockstar is like, I think they know it. Like, they don't have to do anything, man. They don't have to do anything. Like, they're just, people are covering GTA 6 constantly just by following numbers. Like, even before the most recent Take-Two Interactive earnings, I saw people being like, all right, guys, they deleted 3 posts from their Instagram or whatever. And it's like, they're still kind of doing these weird calculations and whatever, thinking that it means anything. It's like, bro, look, man, I'm all about being hype. I'm all about that. But at some point, we got to realize, like, they're just going to do it when they want, man. Like, I mean, truly, they're just going to randomly drop it one day and nobody's going to be able to predict when. The PlayStation Showcase Deathloop Meltdown will always be legendary. Yeah, dude, I think I just blocked it out of my mind. I'm like, I don't want to remember the showcase this way. It really was too much, man. It was. But it's funny because Deathloop ended up doing really well, apparently. I don't know how well it sold, but I know it got, like, amazing review scores and a lot of 10 out of 10s. Game of the Year nominations. I don't want to remember Deathloop. Yeah, let's just forget about Deathloop. Let's forget about Deathloop's marketing cycle. We don't need to reminisce on that. It does make me wonder how much they spent on marketing for Deathloop. I mean, there are definitely these types. There are some games where it's like you could tell they go all in with the marketing, man. I mean, all in. Your favorite PlayStation Showcase or E3 event? I mean, for me, personally, it's the 2020 Future of Gaming Showcase. That was my personal favorite because that was the first time I had, like, streamed a big PlayStation Showcase, and it was for the PS5, and it was just like the anticipation to finally see the console revealed and see what games were going to be announced for it. That was insane. Yeah, I still haven't streamed anything that comes close to that. I mean, I don't know if they're going to do a similar event for, like, the PlayStation 6, but if they do, I could see maybe something like that topping it. But that was a hell of a showcase, bro. Good times. A lot of reminiscing today. Titus, you're saying you can't understand how more people don't understand how special the Dishonored games were. I remember a lot of people really being, like, very, very high up on the Dishonored games. But yeah, I think maybe what you're speaking to is it just didn't have the type of mainstream appeal or the wider reach, per se. Do I think the State of Play is going to be on the 14th? I mean, that's what we heard. We heard it's going to be the 14th, which would be Friday. But what seems a little strange about that is Sony has, as far as we're aware, never done a State of Play on a Friday. So people are thinking the 13th is more likely, which I do agree with. The 14th does, or the 13th, I mean, on a Thursday, does seem more likely. It kind of falls more in line with what you would expect from Sony. By the way, guys, we are well beyond 125 likes. Please do me a favor. Destroy that like button. Hit that like button. See if we can get that to 150. Yeah, Valentine's Day State of Play would be an interesting one. That would be an interesting one. And, dude, my YouTube studio just crashed because I got a super chat. What's up with that? Shamel 2014 says 2016 PlayStation E3, God of War, Resident Evil 7, Days Gone, Horizon, Spider-Man, like it was crazy. Death Stranding. Yeah, I was going to say that, but it felt like a bit of a cop-out just because at that time I was not, and this is the saddest part, right? I was not paying as close attention. I still watched that show, but I wasn't as on board with PlayStation at that time. Although all of those games were games that ended up winning me back over, but But yeah, dude, like looking back on it now, it's like, holy shit. Holy shit. That, I mean, E3 2016 might, I think for a lot of people, that's probably the most legendary PlayStation E3 they've ever seen. Because when you lay it out like that, God of War, Resident Evil 7, Days Gone, Horizon, Spider-Man, Death Stranding, like what? That's overload, man. That's peakness. Yeah, that's overload. Were all of those games there? Death Stranding and Horizon? Were they all those games were there? Surely one of these games wasn't there, right? That's nuts. That is nuts. I did see some people saying that. They're like, the reason why it's going to happen on Valentine's Day is because GTA 6, it's Jason and Lucia, and you know, there's going to be a GTA 6 trailer, and I'm like, well, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. Yes, House, I am an Eagles fan. I mean, I'm not that into football anymore, to be clear, but the Eagles are in the Super Bowl. I guess you could say I'm technically a lifelong Eagles fan because I was like born into it. My father was a massive Eagles fan, like diehard Eagles fan, and always grew up watching the games with him. He took me to Eagles games a couple times, and yeah, dude. Oh, I said it. Yeah. Oh, damn. Uh-oh. Panic! Panic!
How can you stop? How can you stop?
Oh, God. Oh, man. It's over. That's it. I broke the system. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Chris, you're out. Yeah, I hope the Eagles win as well, man. I hope the Eagles win as well. Thank you. Thank you for your positivity today, Chris. Very much appreciate it. The Genius with another $10 super chat says, RS are the dealers and we are the addicts. We will buy no matter what. Sony, I think, will still have to have a holy shit reveal at the State of Play to drum up some future excitement after GTA 6. Hit the like, folks. Guys, Genius 200 is telling you to hit that like button if you haven't already. Thank you for that, man. Yeah, I mean, basically, Rockstar, Take-Two Interactive, they know what they have with GTA 6. They know what they have. They know how much people want it. They know what people are willing to do to get it. They know that people are probably willing to pay more. But I am in agreement with you, man. Well, let's talk about this for a moment, Genius. You're saying Sony has to have like a holy shit moment at the State of Play. What would that be for you, or for a lot of you guys? What would the holy shit moment be from PlayStation? Because I mean, I don't know that I'm going in expecting something like that. I think I'm just going in expecting a lot of good games that I'm excited to play, which, you know, and not necessarily walking out with like this kind of like major surprise of like, holy shit, you know, like, wow. Footage from Herman at the beach. It's at the beach. Yeah, it's a new promo for Death Stranding 2 on the beach. Bro, I hope Herman shows up again in that game, except this time he's just like chilling on the beach. Interesting. It's interesting to see some of the expectations out there. Shamel 2014 says Last Guardian and Detroit were there too. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's yeah, I don't that's kind of wild. Actually, like I kind of forgot just how many games were there, dude. I mean, that is legitimately overload. That's too many. That's an overwhelming amount. Shamel 2014 again says honestly, Wolverine is just what I want. And you're basically saying you'd be happy if we just got Wolverine. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to rain on your parade or anything like that, Shamel, but I actually think Wolverine is one of the things that's not going to show up at the State of Play. I just don't think we're going to see Wolverine till later in the year, honestly. I'm kind of at a point, and I know that this sounds maybe a little crazy, but I'm at a point where I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see Wolverine until sometime next year. I feel like there are games right now. Wolverine, ironically, was the first game revealed before all these other games, but I don't know. Now we're anticipating Ghost of Yotei coming this year. Death Stranding 2. We even saw Intergalactic. We saw more footage of Intergalactic than we did Wolverine. So yeah, that would be a pretty cool moment, Otaku. GTA 6 trailer at the SB. I mean, maybe. It's a possibility. When you get the next Wolverine trailer, you'll be playing it a couple months later. Well, listen, Death Stranding 2 showing up at the State of Play, I want to pay very close attention to how they show this off and what goes along with it, because I'm of the mindset that Death Stranding 2 is going to show up and we're going to get the release date and it's going to be coming out in like May or June. Like it's basically going to be 3 months from now. That I'm thinking that's what's going to happen. And if they do it that way, that changes a lot. Because when they announced Astrobot last year, that's exactly how they did it. We didn't even know Astrobot existed. They're like, here's Astrobot, and it's out in 3 months. Pre-order now. We'll see in 3 months. And then it came out in 3 months, and it was awesome, and then it won Game of the Year. I'm wondering if they're willing to do that same cycle for a bigger, like a more tentpole-esque AAA game like Death Stranding 2, something much bigger budget and bigger production value. I wonder if they're willing to come out on February 13th or 14th, like, here's a new gameplay release date trailer, and then at the end it says coming out like, let me see. It's coming out May 22nd, or May 23rd, I mean, right? Pre-order now. I wonder if they would do that. Lies of P DLC, dude. Lies of P was awesome. I am anticipating that DLC. I want to see the DLC. I'm ready. I've been ready. I know they're working on a second game too, but I don't know, the way they made it sound, from what I remember hearing or reading, I should say, about Lies of P or the sequel, or the second game they're making, I should say, it sounds like it's not going to be a sequel to Lies of P. It's going to be something totally new. Which is interesting, because if you beat Lies of P, they seem to be hinting at something else. But Elden Ring Night Rain, apparently we're going to be hearing about that in like 2 or 3 days. Apparently it's releasing in May. Was Lies of P a Souls-like? Yes. Yes, it was. Very much so. Had a lot of similarities to, Bloodborne as well. Very Soulsborne. Maybe they're going to do this with the Venom game. Yeah, the Venom game, dude, I'm telling you, that's Wolverine and Venom. I would be surprised if either of them show up at this State of Play. I would be quite surprised, honestly. I just get the feeling that neither of those games are going to show up. And again, I know I sound like a broken record, but I'm going to continue to say this until we find out for sure. But I'm wondering if Venom was canceled. I hope it wasn't, but it's, we haven't really we don't really have much evidence to go off of to point to it actually being real. Sally, you're saying it's time for pizza? Yeah. Hopefully I can get some pizza today. I don't know. Pizza does sound good. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the question, right? What happened to all the dialogue they kept with Tony Todd? According to Tony Todd, before he passed away, he said that they only used 10% of his recorded dialogue. Like 90% they didn't use. And yeah, I mean, it feels like, you see it leak that there's a Venom game slated for 2025. And then you hear Tony Todd say that. Yeah, I don't know. Is it really National Pizza Day today? Are you serious? Dude, that's funny. I had no idea. It's also National Pizza Day. Well, now I feel like I have to get pizza. Now I feel like I'm obligated. How could you not get pizza? How could you not get pizza on National Pizza Day? Hold on one sec, guys. What's going on here? Oh, did you guys see that story about Resistance 4? And how Insomniac, Ted Price said that, oh my God, please no. He said that apparently Insomniac did pitch Resistance 4 to Sony, but Sony turned it down. One of the things that I thought was interesting about this, though, is I think people were very confused. People were thinking that this was a recent thing. From what I understand, I think this was pitched many, many years ago, like back in like 2012 or something like that, or 2013. But yeah, it's also understandable why people would be sad. You know why I think Sony may have turned it down? Dude, people don't realize, like, Resistance didn't sell that well. I think the first game sold well. The second, I think, sold pretty decent. But the third game, I think, sold just a little over 1 million units. So it really did not do that great. And I wonder if that's why Sony was maybe like, yeah, no, we're not going to do that. Resistance 3 tanked hard. 100 memberships equals Domino's Food Challenge. Oh, I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, look, getting a Resistance 4 now, or maybe like a Resistance reboot or something, because Ted Price did also talk about the idea of there being another one at some point. It seems unlikely considering how busy Insomniac is. They're still doing another Ratchet and Clank. They're doing all the Marvel games and whatnot. They're apparently going to be doing an X-Men game. I still think that at some point in the future, we could see a situation where maybe something like Resistance coming back would be really good, All right. Why is everyone sharing the secret stuff after leaving Sony? First Shu, now Ted. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's a little strange in a way, I guess, because it does seem like it's all kind of happening in a condensed time frame. But I mean, you're talking about two people who almost their entire career, Well, I mean, Ted Price, his entire career wasn't with Sony, but it was with Insomniac, and Insomniac was always very close with Sony. I mean, yeah, dude, people have been asking for like a Resistance trilogy remaster collection or just something Resistance. And Sony hasn't done anything with it. But I do wonder if there's maybe a little bit more interest now. We did hear, I don't know. We did hear that Sony's apparently looking into like deeper cut stuff and bringing back some stuff, but I don't know that Resistance would be part of that because I don't think Resistance is seen as like a deep cut. I don't think that would count as a deep cut. You know, deep cut is something that's kind of obscure, something that not many people know about, or, you know. And even though I did say that the last Resistance game didn't sell well, I think a lot of people do know Resistance. Like they're familiar with it. Wait, what are you talking about, Nick? You're saying you want Sony to go back to charging prices that are advertised. When did they start adding tax? A $55 SH2 cost me $61 just a year or two ago. If a game was priced at $70 US, you paid $70 US, not $76.50. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there, Nick. I mean, I can understand why it's frustrating, though. Certainly. But yeah, I don't. Digital used to be tax free. Huh. They changed it years ago. Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, I buy my games physically usually, so I'm already used to paying the tax. That's not on Sony. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I was gonna say like I'm not sure that that's really on Sony per se. Um. Sorry, man, I don't know why this always does this. It's not you guys. I mean, dude, listen. Yesterday, I saw that there were a lot of people advocating for physical media, physical games, and yeah, man, it's one of these things where I know, like, physical's not perfect all the time. Like, there are still games that, and it's from like a publisher standpoint where the games, it's not like the full game is on the disc and whatever, and patches and all that stuff. I get it, but I don't know. I think this is just why we still need to kind of advocate for physical media and physical games because in all digital future, man, I think it does have its own set of problems. You played PS3 and PS Vita during the outage. That's awesome. Guys, hold on. I'll be right back. All right. Sorry about that. Diarrhea emergency? No. Luckily not. No, that would be pretty terrible. Hold on, I'm just trying to catch up with the chat here. You were playing Time Splitters 2 on your PS2. Now that's awesome. I saw a meme going around yesterday. It was pretty funny. There was a meme going around and it was of Don Matrick. And I was like, yeah, we have a console for customers without an internet connection. It's called the PlayStation 2. I was like, damn, bro. One of the things that people realized or discovered yesterday, and I actually wasn't fully aware of this either, was people were saying that you can access your digital library if you are not game sharing, I believe. Or like if you have game sharing enabled, that makes it so you can't play your digital games when stuff like this happens. But a lot of people do game share. So we got something for you. It's called the Xbox 360. Yeah, that was a funny moment. You had to restore your license yesterday and then it worked. From what I noticed from the outage, only people that game share weren't able to play games. Yeah, I wasn't aware of that, to be honest. I always thought it was just digital in general. Like I didn't know it had anything to do with that. I thought if you had a digital game and you're offline, you know, it just will lock you out of it if you're not connected. But I guess that does make more sense. It does make more sense, I guess, that to a degree, right? Like there, it does make sense what I'm trying to say. If you are game sharing, why maybe it would kind of cause problems and lock you out potentially. But yeah, that was a surprising situation. I was starting to get nervous there. I'm like, damn, dude, I really hope PlayStation didn't get hacked again. You know, I hope this isn't a 2011 situation because, man, that would be devastating. That would be devastating. And I was actually quite relieved when it's like, no, it's back online, and it sucks that, you know, it went down, but it's like, it's back up and something just kind of broke, right? And we fixed it or whatever. I mean, a lot of people were worried. I saw somebody put out a post yesterday. They were like, guys, you should change your passwords right away. Because the last time we saw something like this, you know, it was during the 2011 PSN hack. And yeah, I don't know. I don't think Sony would be okay going through that again. Something like that. That was crazy. And I think that killed SOCOM as well. I remember hearing stories about that. How what was it? Zipper Interactive, was that the name of the studio? They had just put out SOCOM 4, which was a heavy, you know, multiplayer game, and then the servers went down and it basically killed that game before it even had a chance. Really sad. PlayStation Pete with a super chat. Thank you, buddy. Saying Domino's Monday to March 3rd, $10. Any size, 10 topping pizza, March 17th, stuffed crust. Yo, PlayStation Pete straight up advertising that Domino's special right now. Actually, that's a really good deal though. $10 any size, 10 topping pizza. You bought the Helldivers controller. You own 7 controllers. Bro owns 7 controllers. Start nailing them to your wall, man. I'm getting hyped for Domino's. Domino's sponsoring. We'll do Pop-Tarts, Domino's. Yeah, I got the Helldivers 2 controller as well. It's really nice. Really, really nice controller. I'm not trying to collect every DualSense. Certainly not. There's too many. But I think I'm trying to collect every limited edition controller. I think I have most of them. I got to see which ones I'm missing though. But yeah, the Helldivers 2 one, I was like, yeah, that's one I'm going to have to get. I'm going to have to cop that one. Got that Domino's Pizza passion. $10 topping pizza. Bro, a 10 topping pizza. Ooh. Sounds like indigestion, man. I'm not going to lie. That sounds like some acid reflux right there. Imagine living in the U.S. and ordering chain pizza, incredible mom and pop shops everywhere. Dude, you don't have to tell me. Listen, I do order chain pizza. I like my Domino's sometimes. I like my Papa John's. Honestly, I think those are the only chain pizzas I order. I don't like Pizza Hut that much. Actually, I'm just gonna be honest. I don't like Pizza Hut. Don't care for Little Caesars. But where I live, dude, one of the greatest things about where I live is there's so many pizza places, dude. Like, you're absolutely right. And I'm always kind of like on the search for like what place is the best. And I found a place near me a couple years ago, maybe like 2 years ago at this point. And it was funny because I've lived where I live now. I've been here for like 8 years, going on 9 years. And this place was so close to me, and I never knew about it. And then somebody just told me, like, it's literally like blocks away, and it's like some of the best pizza I've ever had. I'm like, holy shit, this is amazing. But yeah, absolutely agree, man. Where I live, there's just so many amazing pizza places, and so many different. And yeah, that's the thing too. They're not like chain. They're just individual places, you know, people just trying to make a living making that pizza, you know? I do like Papa John's, though. I've always liked Papa John's. Kind of crazy. Dude, the whole situation with Papa John is kind of nuts. Not going to lie. Kind of nuts. It is always weird to me now in the NFL to see that Pizza Hut is the pizza sponsor of the NFL, because I'm like, what? There's always Papa John's in me, you know? Yeah, I feel like Papa John's is one of those pizza places, like, people either love it or hate it, dude. I don't know that I've seen many people that are just like, man, I've come across people like it's okay, but people are either passionately for it or against it. Yeah, Ryan, it was wild. The quality literally went down after they fired Papa John. The thing is, I haven't had Papa John's consistently enough to be able to determine that. Maybe you're right, though. Maybe I remember years ago, like, I would say probably in like 2017. No, not 2017. I'm thinking more around like 2011, 2012, 2013. I remember during that time in my life, I was ordering Papa John's all the effing time, dude. I mean, constantly. And it was always amazing. I'm like, this is incredible. This is awesome. So back then, I literally was like, yeah, better ingredients, better pizza, bro. I'm all about it. This is great. But now I don't know. I'd have to try it again. Maybe I'll get Papa John's tonight. I don't know. We have a direct donation from Perfect Image. He says, hey, MBG, PS shutdown shows physical matters. If there's going to be cloud gaming, allowing every game to be offline, what do I think? So I guess what you're trying to say here, Perfect Image, is, and thank you for the direct donation, by the way. I guess what you're saying is that if there's going to be cloud gaming, there should be an option. Well, see, I don't know. A cloud gaming future means there is no offline option, unfortunately. That's why I don't think a cloud gaming future will ever take over, because I think there's going to be too many people that are just like, I don't want to be connected to the internet constantly. Not even that. No. Let me scratch that. It's not even because they don't want to be connected to the internet. It's just because streaming through the cloud it presents more potential problems. It's not going to feel as good. Or there's just the potential that it's not going to feel as good. Whereas if you just play it natively, nothing's really going to be able to truly replace running a game on native hardware. But yeah, I agree with what you're saying here, Perfect Image. The servers being offline, and the PlayStation Network just being down, I think it really did kind of show that. That's why I made a video talking about it yesterday, where it's like, dude, if you're somebody who has physical games, you kind of are okay. And I did see people replying, and they were telling me, they're like, well, that's not really that true these days, because these days, if you buy physical games, there's a good chance that the whole game isn't even going to be on the disc. There's a good chance that you're still going to have to connect to the internet to use it. There's a good chance that, there's just going to be something in the way that basically renders having a physical version of the game still somewhat useless, or not nearly as, practical as it should be if you're offline. And I think that is true, but I also think people were exaggerating a little bit, where it's like, well, there's still, most games that you buy physically on PlayStation, single player games, of course, most games you buy, like, if you just play the game offline, completely disconnected, you'll still get the game. You'll still be able to play it. I think it's understandable if you can't patch the game and there's like something really wrong with it. Yeah, that's going to be a problem potentially, but I don't know what you guys are what are you guys talking about right now? Can someone explain to me, can you put your PS5 into offline mode and still access your digital library? Apparently, yeah. Apparently, as long as you're not game sharing, you can still access your digital library if you're offline. Which I'm not going to lie, I didn't know that. Just goes to show I don't really, I don't have that many digital games. It's under users and accounts, user and account setting. I saw a lot of people bringing this up yesterday. I do game share, so that's why I wasn't aware. I guess there's actually a distinct advantage now to not game sharing, which is interesting to think about. I never heard of that, Russell. I never heard of that place. Whiskey Gaming, you're saying it worked on yours and you game share, so you're not sure. Yeah, that's strange. I did see people saying yesterday that like they were online the whole time, which is kind of weird to me because like I don't know what that means. There were some people saying like they never had a problem. Not many people, but random people being like, I don't know, I didn't even know it was down. I was fine. Some people were thinking maybe it was like a DDoS attack or something. I don't know. Dwayne, I am planning on doing a Big Boss Metal Gear Solid Delta stream when it comes out. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to play the whole game, but we'll at least do one stream booting it up. I don't know if I'm going to play with an eye patch on either. I don't think I can do that. Friday and Saturday morning, everything was out for you. Yeah, I think Sony could have at least said something, man. Their silence, I think, is what was making people feel the most annoyed, because they didn't even like say like we're working on it and investigating it, or unless maybe ask PlayStation did. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, I mean they fixed it, and it's funny because like I saw people, they were like, just go outside and do something, and like I literally did. That's the funniest thing is like yesterday when the PlayStation Network was down, I was just like, I think I'll go do some yard work. I think I'll go outside and get some work done. And I did. And by the time I came back, it was up again. But yeah, dude, it's such a crappy situation. It really sucks to think that in the future, man, we're going to be, there just always has to be a way to access your video games and your library without having to be on the servers. I really just believe that, because it's just the idea of, but you know what too? people were talking about live service games, and that's the big thing, right? If you play multiplayer games, or you I was kind of feeling bad for people yesterday because they were like, "Damn, dude, it was a long ass work week. They're exhausted, and they're just looking forward to finally playing their game, going online with their friends and whatnot, and they just can't." And I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it still sucks. It still sucks, and it's especially true if you're paying for PlayStation Plus, man. Like, that's why I'm glad they gave those 5 extra days, but still." It doesn't really solve the problem. Listen, man, I just don't think we should be paying for online with PlayStation Plus. It feels totally unnecessary. It just feels like a scam, dude. It does. It does feel like a scam. And I don't think it's ever going to change, at least not anytime soon, but it's just really, really bad when it's like, bro, you make us pay for this shit. I don't care if it's just one day. You know? It's the nature of the medium. Yeah. I mean, this is one of the reasons why people game on PC, dude. You think PC will too soon? Oh, I don't. That's a hot take. I haven't heard anything about that. I don't think that would go down very well, man. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. You're saying trust me, MBG, it will happen. I don't think so. Yeah, that's the crappiest part too, man. Is it was free with Sony back with the PS3. Not anymore though. But I mean, it is what it is, you know? People are going to still pay for it. People are going to still play on console, and they're still going to play multiplayer games on console. I just think that, this is one of these things where it's understandable that when situations like this occur, people are going to be upset, I've seen it all, man. I've seen people trying to defend Sony. I've seen people making it sound like this was the last straw for them, for Sony. I've seen everything in between. It's just the nature of these things. For me, it's just like, yeah, it's annoying as shit. But I legitimately was like, I think I will go touch grass. I literally touched grass. I mean, I was out there, man. I was in the dirt touching the grass. I almost laid in the grass too, but I was afraid if I did, I would get too tired and not want to get back up and keep working. So you pathetic losers, get out there and touch some grass. What are you doing? What is grass? Crazy bread is the only good thing at Little Caesars. PlayStation got MBG to do housework. They did. You were playing Dark Souls offline. Nice, dude. Dark Souls is always a great go-to. Wasn't there like a rumor a little while ago that there's a Dark Souls 3 remaster in the works or something like that? Is it just me? Did I imagine that? All right, let me go check and see if anything. Recent PlayStation outage put spotlight on the importance of physical media in the growing digital landscape. From Rectify Gaming. From Rectum Gaming. What is Rectify Gaming? Curious to see what some people are saying about this, though. Physical media doesn't matter if an online connection is required to play. The real issue is when even single-player games require an online connection or live service check to play. Or, sorry, live license check to play. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, man. These games that They just need to either connect to the internet or they have to have a check-in. I don't understand why that's implemented for physical games, man. That to me is a problem. Sony just this past month has went on record to share that it is discontinuing production for its Blu-ray products. This is incorrect. Sony canceled production of rewritable Blu-ray products, which were extremely niche and hardly ever used. Also, no, as long as your console is your primary, you could play any digital game you own, assuming it doesn't have to connect to a server. If it did need to connect to a server, owning physical wouldn't have changed that. Somebody else says, I support physical media, but I don't understand the relevance here with the PSN outage and how it affected gamers. If the game was offline, you could play it whether it was physical or digital. If the game was online, you couldn't play it, regardless of whether you had the disc. The main thing it should draw attention to is the need to set your PlayStation to being your primary console, because that's what stopped most people from playing offline games, not them being digital. Really, really interesting. I got to say, man, like this whole idea of your console needs to be set to primary. It needs to be your primary console. That's how you access it. I mean, I'm usually on top of this stuff. I didn't know that. It seems like a lot of people didn't know that. And after this situation, now a lot of us do know. Anybody here? I wonder how many game sharing relationships this just broke up, you know? Because a lot of people who game share, they do so to like split the cost of games. You buy one copy digitally and you and whoever you're game sharing with get it. I wonder how many people after this were like, yeah, we're done. We're not doing this anymore. Maybe this is why Sony did it. It was intentional. They did this on purpose to stop people from doing this. That's crazy. Well, William, you're saying, MBG, I'm glad I was able to help a lot of people figure out which of the three problems they might have had playing games while it was down. Yeah, I saw that, dude. I saw a lot of people out there trying to inform others, and I feel bad because like when I recorded my video yesterday, I actually didn't know that, and I wish I had known. I would have definitely told people. I would have opened that video telling people. One of the problems people were talking about, though, one of the things they were highlighting is the fact that like if you are game sharing and then you want to change that, you can't change it while the servers are down. You can only change it after the servers are back up. So just, you know, for anybody who had this problem yesterday, if you're not game sharing with somebody else, you might want to look into that and make sure you make your console your primary. Make your PS5 your, you know, the primary console. You game share with your brother, so it's cool. Yeah, I mean, look, the worst case scenario, you just got to wait for it to be fixed. But like I said, man, the biggest concern that people had yesterday, they were like, is this going to be, are we going to be looking at 23 days again of this being down? Are people's info, is it compromised? I was starting to get worried about that, but no. Luckily not. Digital only sucks. Well, I mean, I think it's up to each person to decide what matters to them. I mean, I always try to encourage people. You guys know, I try to encourage people, if you're up to it, consider buying physically, buy some physical games, because I think they're going to be more important as time goes on. But at the same time, you know, more and more people are embracing digital, and I don't have a problem with that. Like, I'm not against it. It's just, really just comes down to the companies themselves and the corporations and how they want to handle it. And I think that if we're going to march towards this, I don't say digital only future, but a future that looks closer to something that's digital only. I think these corporations and these companies, they gotta do a better job, man. They do. They gotta be willing to give more, to relinquish some level of control, in the digital space. And I think that's the problem, is they want to have complete and total control, and it's just like, well, screw you, William, you're saying, ABG, the best thing is a lot of people that forgot to make their PS5 Pro their new primary will now remember to do it. When the PlayStation 6 comes, we'll be more aware to do that. That's very true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think this situation was kind of like a wake-up call for a lot of people. But it was going to look real spooky, man, if they hit the 24-hour mark, like a whole day of the PlayStation Network being down. Because what's crazy to think about this is when these networks go down, I mean, like for that 18 hours or so that PSN was down, they lost a lot of money, dude. Not only Sony, but every live service game, every company that has a live service game, they lost a lot of money. So it's a big deal for them when it goes down as well. Sony made it unnecessarily spooky by being so silent. Hopefully it's a wake-up call for Sony. Yeah, I hope so, man. I'm sure it is to a degree. You still have your Xbox 360 memory attachment with a ton of games on it. I'm so tempted to pick up an OG 360 console to play them again. I've got nearly 500 hours on Fallout 3 on there. That's awesome, Russell. You should, man. Yeah, that's pretty cool. What's my hype level from 1 to 5 for next week's State of Play? I'd say a 4. Yeah, honestly, a 4. Seems like there's going to be some good stuff that I'm excited to see, man. So I'm going to say a solid 4 out of 5. If I end up disappointed, then so be it. But I'm looking forward to it. Wes, you're 4.5. Ooh, that's. I mean, it's not. Maybe some people would say like a 4 out of 5 is too high. My expectations are too high, but I don't know, man. I feel like the time seems right for Sony to actually have a good show. If it ends up sucking, I'm going to be ranting. I mean, probably, yeah. But if there's one thing that I'm not going to do this time, though, I made this mistake last time, is I'm not going to have any type of intense. I don't think of the best way to word this. During the last State of Play, basically, I started ranting and freaking out too soon, and I didn't let the show finish. And it was actually the final thing that they showed, that being Ghost of Yote, that won me over and made it a great State of Play. And so I definitely learned my lesson during that show, where it's like, don't call it till it's over, Don't call it till it's over. See it through to the end. And we have Josh Z with another super chat. Thank you, Josh. He says, I don't have to ask for a disc to be changed. Digital is a godsend. All you people who can walk don't understand how much you take it for granted. That is true. That is absolutely true, Josh. That is true. And I guess it's one of these things where, you don't really think about it. But I do try to always highlight the fact that digital is convenient, man. It is convenient. And I mean, in your specific case, like, yeah, it's like you're saying, it's a godsend. But generally speaking, I feel like people are always looking to kind of fight over these things. And it's like, I don't think there's any reason to fight. I think it's like, do you want to buy your games digitally and have that convenience factor, or do you not? Do you want to buy them physically and have discs and collect them and whatever and sell them or do whatever you want with them, right? I'm always an advocate for the option. That's the big thing. That's why when we talk about the digital only future, I just don't like to I don't like the idea of digital being the only option. And I think most people feel the same way. You know what I mean? But the good news is I don't think it's ever going to be digital only. I don't think it's ever going to be digital only. I think that there's always going to be some level of like you can have, physical games to an extent. Gaming Survivor is saying that's because digital people are arrogant about the future when in real life you can't rely on any company or service to exist forever. I mean, yeah, I understand what you're saying there. Like I said, there's always the obnoxious people that they just kind of, they have to always put an obnoxious spin on everything. But what I think is good is a lot of people that I encounter, at least on this channel, they're not like that. A lot of people just talk about the pros and the cons, what they like, what they don't like. And I appreciate that, because one of the things I'm just so tired of seeing, and it's everywhere, man, it's just people, it's just like, I don't know. They have to fight and convince everybody that what they think is best and what they believe is best. And it's just like, I don't know. It just gets annoying, like, it's just not how it's going to be. People want different things. People are going to gravitate towards different things. And that's why I think the best solution right now, and hopefully for forever in gaming, is just let there be options. If most people gravitate towards digital, that's fine. But hopefully we just continue to have options for people who want physical games to be able to buy them. And more importantly, I do hope that the companies, and I don't know, maybe this is a naive hope, but the hope is that the companies themselves kind of begin to, like I said, relinquish some level of control to where it's like, listen, you got to let people have just straight up more control over the games that they buy. But I don't know if that's ever going to happen on the digital space. But we're seeing that level of, that tight grip control. We've seen that bleed into physical games as well. So even when you buy some physical games, you're not safe from it. But we will see, man. We will see what happens. All right. Today's show might be a little bit shorter than usual. I'm not sure exactly. Okay. How long? So, okay, we're at 2 hours and 8 minutes. We go for a little bit longer. You want me to make it longer? We keep it going? We're going to keep it going. 3 hours. No, I can't. Not for another 3 hours. Stream till the state of play. We're going to do oh my God, that'd be nuts. A whole week. Stream for a whole week straight. Where do you get this PlayStation loathing audience who aren't even members? I don't know. I wish I could tell you. I don't know. The Genius says, let's get to 200 likes, people. Yeah, we're at 171, guys. We're very close. 29 more. 29 more, and we'll hit 200. I appreciate that. Thank you. We are at 30 members on the day. Guys, keep in mind, you can continue to gift memberships, become a channel member. We have member-exclusive content we're doing each and every week. Members lounges, morning with the misses. You get to use the emojis, and you get to support the channel directly. Trying to push that a little bit more, because I don't know, it helps. I'm not really, I haven't been doing a very good job with that. If we get 250, get Mrs. MBG back on. Mrs. MBG will be back on at some point. But like I said, we do the morning with the Mrs. every Friday. So, although I think this upcoming week we might have to do it a little bit earlier than usual. Get her on the State of Play stream with you. No, I don't know. I might save it for when Nintendo does their, what is it, April 2nd, I think, for their Switch 2 event. Gravy Biscuit says, I'm stoked, man. All these great games coming. Yeah. I appreciate that, Tarnished. Thank you. This glorious channel. Calling it glorious. Wow. Some high praise. Well, I'm curious to see, like, if it's true that the State of Play isn't happening till the end of the week, I'm curious to see if anything else is going to come out. I kind of don't want it to. I don't know. It's fine if it does. Like, it's fine if more stuff leaks, but I think enough, like, we've kind of heard enough. Everything we've heard about the State of Play, it has me convinced that it's going to be a pretty good one overall. So I don't really need more. But I don't think I would be opposed to the God of War collection. Maybe not leaking, but because I don't want something like, I don't want what happened with Metal Gear to happen again. Like, I don't want just a straight up leak where it's like literally the trailer and everything else is out. I would prefer it to be something like an insider kind of corroborates something that maybe like the God of War collection or something along those lines, or Venom, that'd be cool. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like we kind of know enough. I'm ready for it. About to play Silent Hill 2 for the first time. MBG's recommendation. It's a great game, dude. Yeah, have fun. Enjoy it. Awesome experience. Wes, man, that's a wild sentence, man. Sorry, I missed the news. Has the State of Play confirmed yet? We have like multiple sources confirming a State of Play for this week, but Sony hasn't announced it officially yet. So in the next couple days, they'll probably announce it. Maybe like Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm thinking. But yeah, it's, unless they like delay it at the last moment, which I don't think they will. Every source that's talked about it, they're all saying it's happening this week. There have been like 3 different sources, I think. Confirmed officially? No. Actually happening? Yes. Yeah, there you go. It's a good way to put it, William. Yeah. I mean, I'm just curious to see what the tone, I guess you could say, of this State of Play is going to be like, because I'm not expecting it to be like vastly different, but it's just, things have clearly been changing at Sony, and there's been a lot of change behind the scenes, I guess you could say, since September. And I just find it very interesting that 2025 is set to be one of the bigger years for PS5. And so far, I know we're only like a month and a half into 2025, but so far Sony's been, pretty quiet, I would say. Not overly quiet. Not any more than, like, I wouldn't say they've been unusually quiet. It's just we don't have a solid roadmap for the year. And that's fascinating to me, because last year I feel like we knew a lot more. going into 2024. This year, I feel like we know a lot less. Now the state of plays are more like Nintendo Directs. It's nice to know we can expect a one more thing from now on. I mean, I'm not going to lie. That's kind of how I'm seeing it to a degree. Where like there is going to be like that one more thing moment. But you know, I don't know how big that's going to be. It could be, you know, we've seen things like Astrobot. We've seen things like the Kojima collaboration with Fizzant. We've seen Ghost of Yote. So it's like it can vary, and they can come in different shapes and forms. But I do agree that generally speaking, it seems like we kind of are at this point where it's like you can expect something somewhat exciting to go down, and I think that's a fair expectation. Yeah. The Genius 200X with another $2 super chat says, imagine they announce State of Play during the SB. I mean, if they want to get the widest possible reach and announce that in front of a lot of people who don't even know what it even is, they could do that. But I don't think so. One can dream though, right? Who knows? I am curious to see what gaming related stuff we see. What if the one big thing is the MGS release date? That would put a damper on things. Not because I would still be excited for that. But it would be disappointing to know that the last big extra thing was actually leaked out a week in advance. That would definitely But the big thing that I'm looking at for the State of Play, the big thing that I'm locked in on is Death Stranding 2. I'm 100% convinced it's going to show up. I'm 100% convinced we're going to get a release date, and I'm just excited to see more of it. And I'm mostly excited to find out when it's going to launch. The one big thing being a release date. I mean, I could see Death Stranding 2 being the one more big thing. Honestly, I could see that. I would be stoked for that, but I understand that other people are not going to be excited about that. If it's like you watch the whole State of Play and it was like pretty good or okay up until that point, but people are like, you know, where's the first party? And then somebody's like, hold on, here's some more Death Stranding 2, and then they show it, and then it's an announcement of the release date with a new trailer. I know a lot of people would be disappointed by that, but I would be excited for that. Because I'm just ready for that game, man. That's going to be one of my highlights of the year, no doubt. But obviously, my hope is we get more than that. Always. Oof. Always hoping for that. One more big thing. Concord 2 open beta. The one more big thing moment needs to be something we haven't had a trailer for. I think if there is going to be a one more thing moment, that's kind of what people gravitate towards, something brand new, something that hasn't previously been announced. But I guess you could say that's where I try to keep my expectations a little bit lower, where it's like, if the one more thing is something related to Death Stranding 2 or Ghost of Yote, I'm hyped. Death Stranding 2 will open. That would be exciting. Death Stranding 2 opening would be very exciting because that would confirm that's not closing it. So if they open with Death Stranding 2, I'm going to feel really good. I'm going to feel really good. You know what I want to know? I want to know if Sony's ever going to do a State of Play that's longer than 40 minutes. That's what I want to know. Because I feel like the longest State of Play we've ever seen is 40 minutes. And I'm just curious if they're ever going to push it to like basically close to an hour or something like that. That would be a fascinating thing to see, because if they were to push it beyond 40 minutes, that would basically be like the length of a freaking showcase. And they've gotten close, man. I think we've gotten like a 42-minute State of Play before, and that's pretty close. There have been times where Sony did 40-minute showcases. So the lines are definitely blurred now, I would say. Salaire Vestora, truly cursed. That's truly cursed, man. What about more Horizon Forbidden West DLC? No, I don't think we're getting any more DLC for Horizon. I think if Horizon were to show up, it would be the live service game. Yeah. MBG, if this state of play has 3 or more PlayStation game reveals, then it's probably safe to say state of plays are the new showcase. I agree with that. Yeah. Yeah, 3 like first party reveals, even if it was like Death Stranding, like let's say we get this, right? Death Stranding, Marathon, and a surprise announcement for like a God of War collection or something. That would be pretty massive. Like I'd be like, wow, that's kind of a lot, you know? Like that's a lot of first party in a state of play. Possibly the most we've ever seen. So I'm in agreement with that. If we get like 3 or more first party things, which is a lot, I'm going to say that means we're probably not getting a showcase and that the state of play is truly just going to be the new way forward, which would actually mean one of my earlier predictions of the year would be correct. Xbox is king. You're saying, yeah, bro, I guess you're talking to somebody saying, I know that they're coming to PlayStation and Nintendo. That doesn't change the fact that they have a roadmap. A state of play full of first parties would be crazy, but unrealistic. Yeah. The entire state of play, we will never get an entire state of play that's just first party, but the way Sony seems to have done it so far is you get like 1 or 2 first party things. If they go beyond that, if they increase the amount, that would be kind of interesting. Would Sony ever confirm that showcases are dead? No, because I don't think I don't think Sony is ever going to be done with showcases. I just think we might see a Sony that's like, we're only doing showcases on rare occasion. Like when there's a really, really, really good reason to do a showcase, like a new console gen or something. You know, they might become like super rare and very far and few in between, but I don't think they'll completely abandon showcases. I just think that like if they have like an overabundance of first party, like we just have too much to show. You know, we can't really just put it in one state of play. We got to make a bigger deal of it. Maybe they would do that, but because like I can't imagine when the PlayStation 6 rolls around that they're gonna be like, tune in to the PlayStation 6 state of play. I mean, they could do that. They could be done with showcases forever, but if they were, they definitely wouldn't announce that. No, they wouldn't be like, guys, we're here to announce that we're not doing showcases anymore. They wouldn't do that. PlayStation 6 launch title wishes. Bloodborne remake, bro. Santa Monica's new IP. That'd be a good one. I don't know if it'll be possible at this point, but Sony Bend, Blue Point, either one. At least you can guarantee a state of play every few months. Showcases are guessing games most of the time. Yeah, that's the silver lining. If Sony did want to just do a showcase, or sorry, not a showcase, a state of play every 3 to 4 months, yeah, you do kind of have that guarantee of like it's about that time again. And if they kind of condition us to get used to expecting some first party stuff, it would essentially mean, you know, we're getting what would ultimately be a showcase, but distributed over the course of a year, 2 to 3 to 4 times, rather than just one big pop at one point during the year. And that's definitely that's a viable way, I would say, to approach it. And I'd be excited for it. I mean, I thought that they did good last year. You know, I know that there's always that conversation of like, did Sony have a strong enough year? But if I'm just evaluating Sony based off of state of plays alone, I was kind of happy to see that. Yeah, they're putting first party stuff in their state of plays, and that just didn't used to be a thing. So, yeah, that was nice to see. I would like to see that continue, and I'm assuming it will. All right. Okay, so we'll do like a last call here, guys. We're going to keep this podcast episode a bit shorter today. So we got about like 5 minutes. If you want to drop any more fan funding, now is the time to do it. If you want to drop any more member gifts, if you want to become a member, super chats, direct donations, you name it, now is the time to do it because we're going to be wrapping up in 5 minutes. A true miracle would be if we see Square Enix at the State of Play. You need the PlayStation 6 to be more than a Bloodborne remake player. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. Of course. Oh, I don't have a prediction for that, Andrew. I'm not going to bother trying to predict that. Imagine if it's the opposite and instead of it being a State of Play, the show next week, and in May/June and in September, all 3 announced as showcases. That would be so funny. Yeah, Sony just goes in the complete opposite direction. They're like, you know what? Actually, we're just going to call it Showcase now. Again, we're getting rid of the State of Play branding. Just PlayStation showcases, 3 a year. Tune in. We don't care if you're upset. We don't care if it disappoints. Just tune in. That's an interesting question, Joshua. What's the biggest news just in moment you've had while streaming? I feel like you guys would have a better memory regarding that than me. The biggest, I don't know. There has to be something. I mean, it's recent, but we were streaming and then suddenly Forza Horizon 5 was announced on PlayStation. So that was kind of, I don't know that would be the biggest, but that was kind of surprising. Factions being canceled. Was I live when that happened? I can't remember. MRPD, if I was alive when that happened. Oh, during my Dead by Daylight stream. That's so funny. I completely forgot about that. You know what? Yeah, I'm remembering now. Concord being shut down. Was I live for that too? Yeah, I forget all these. I forget that I'm live for a lot of this news that drops. There's a lot. Yeah, there's actually been quite a bit that has occurred while I've been live, and it's just like, holy crap. Biden stepping down. Oh, yeah, that's true, too. We were live for that. Yeah, it makes me wonder what other crazy moments are going to occur while I'm streaming live this year. Breaking news, this just in. Xbox is king. You're saying you guys are stuck in the 90s. You don't see how Microsoft does future-proofing themselves. The consoles are not growing. Imagine if you're live and Halo is announced coming to PS5. Dude, that would be, yeah, that'd be weird. That'd be a crazy moment to be live. I'll be live and they'll just suddenly shadow announce Bloodborne 2. MRPD, you're saying you have a real good feeling about the State of Play, very hopeful and promise for Yote. You need that gameplay and release date. I do too, man. Genius, you're saying in response to Xbox is king, a roadmap. Yes, a better one. I would beg to disagree. I do give you credit, though you hang. All right, I'll just cut it short there. I mean, dude, look, I don't. I understand. I understand the conversation between PlayStation and Xbox. I'm just trying. Look, man, I've tried to tell people, and I will continue to tell them the console wars are over, man. The war is over. Not even just the console war. The war between Sony and Microsoft is over. There is no more war. There is no more battle. There is no more who's better. It's just, where do you want to go? Where do you want to play? What do you want to play? Nobody's trying to end anybody here anymore. You know, Microsoft doesn't care if you play on PlayStation. They just want your money. Sony, I guess, does care if you play on PlayStation, but Sony's going to find ways to get your money too. It's just, it's the times have changed, man. And I just think people are entitled to their opinions, man. Like, I know that this is not a popular stance to take these days. I know it's not. The second console war is over, but the signing of the treaty on the ship won't be until Halo comes to PlayStation. I mean, that I would say that, yeah, that's it. That's like the final moment where it's like, okay, this is officially it. But I guess I'm just saying, I know that this isn't the most popular. I don't know if popular is the right word to use, but I know that a lot of people don't really see it this way. And I'm not saying you have to see it this way, but I just think that people are entitled to think whatever they think is best is best. You know? Like, I've seen too much fighting, man. I've been around too many arguments, too many people that the more I just watch it happen, the more I see it, and the more I kind of get, it feels like it's almost like a gravitational pull, like people are trying to pull you into it. The more I realize that, like, it's not, once you give into that and you turn it into that, it's not about the love of the game anymore, man. You know? Am I going to make my state of play stream public or members only? It's definitely going to be public. Yeah. Don't become a pacifist just as PlayStation wins, bro. I'm becoming a total pacifist, Gaming Survivor. Listen, that's the sad truth, though, Gaming Survivor, that I want to highlight, is that it does. I am damned if I do and damned if I don't. And I've accepted that. All right? I've accepted that. I understand that just because I choose to have this outlook doesn't mean people are just going to pretend like, well, yeah, man, that's you now. That's who MBG is now. No, they're going to continue. They're going to go back. They're going to look at previous videos, previous streams. They're going to use my past against me, and that's fine. You know, of course you can do that. Why wouldn't you do that? But that doesn't matter to me because I'm not doing this. Like, the view that I have right now is something more. It's for me first, if that makes sense. And the Genius 200X. The Genius 200X comes in out of literally nowhere. Nowhere. Drops 20 membership gifts.
Holy shit.
He's like, pacifist MBG. As I'm fucking drooling everywhere. He's like, pacifist MBG. More like, hype MBG, let's go. The Genius, thank you so much, man. You just brought us up to 50 members, which means I'm going to owe you guys some reps. ZenBG. Oh, I should rename my channel that. You're saying that number was looking too uneven, LOL. I had to correct that. Well, I really appreciate that, dude. That brings us up to 50 members on the day, crushing a second goal. Absolutely love to see it, man. That's the type of support that really, really helps the channel and helps the community and allows me to do what I do. So Corey dropped the 20 bomb earlier. Genius dropped the 20 bomb. Absolutely love to see it, man. If you have a specific soundbite you want me to play, Genius, you let me know. By the way, I don't know if Hellbound's still here. I asked Hellbound earlier to tell me what soundbite he wanted me to play, and I think I missed what he said. Does anybody remember what he said? Because I don't think I played it. I'm trying to get better at not missing that stuff. Because it's like the least I can do. How long before Game Pass is on PlayStation? Oh, dude. I don't think that's going to happen. You wanted boss. Okay. I have 2 different boss. I'll play, I'll do this one for you, Hellbound. But I'll do this one too. We'll do both.
Hey guys, it's Boss here again, Meow. I can't wait for the next stream, Meow, so we can hang out and eat snacks together. It's gonna be a good time. Meow.
It was very difficult for me to get Boss to record that, you know? Well, I am going to have to go downstairs and grab my dumbbells now. So, hold on. I'll play some music for you while I'm gone. I promised you guys we would do some reps. We'll do it. I don't know what music I have playing, though. Gotta get them PlayStation curls. I really gotta get a standing desk, man. I'm so out of breath because I had to, like, run up the steps. I had to run up the steps with those dumbbells. I'm trying to get to my peak. Let's see what other tracks we got here. Gonna do a full-blown workout on stream. That's how it's gonna be. Put on Pantera, I would, but I think it would block my stream, dude. Oh. Woo! Feeling like Arnold right now. Well, there you go, guys. Promise you we do some reps. You could feel the testosterone coursing through my body. I'm starting to feel it again, though, man, for real. Am I playing Redfall? No, I don't plan on playing Redfall, bro. Not planning on it. Don't skip leg day. I work out my legs, but I gotta get a more solid regimen for my legs again. I gotta get more squats in there. I've been doing squats, but I gotta do more. Yeah, sorry, Jay Shako. That I always got to make it awkward, you know. You know how it is. Well, we're gonna see what type of gains I can make this year. I've been on a solid workout regimen for a couple weeks now, and I'm gonna keep it going. I want to try to hit a new peak. So, like, I'll show you this picture. This was me, I think. This must have been like 2017 or 2018. Maybe even 2016. But this is me, I think, pretty close to my peak. Hold on. I'll bring it up. This was all natural. I was not on any gear, no steroids or anything like that. I was on a lot of supplements though. And yeah, this was a while ago, man. I want to see if I can get to this point or beyond naturally. I think I was on creatine. I even had hair. You can't really tell. But if you look closely, there's like curls, like curling at the back. I even had longer hair. Is my face looking different? A little bit. But I'm pretty sure I was taking creatine at this time though. I know I was taking like a crazy pre-workout. Devil Shooter remembers long hair MBG. We'll see if I can get back to this. I was more vascular. Like, I think my body fat percentage was, I think, a lot lower here. I have a little bit of a belly now. I have a gut. You're saying I don't age? Well, thank you. I definitely feel like I age. But we'll see if we can get back to this. I just wish I could remember exactly what year. This had to be like 2016 or 17. Somewhere around there. Got to get muscle bound again, you know? I'm 31. I'm 31 years old. Thanks, Dwayne. I want to reach, I don't know, you know, when you get older, they say it's harder to make the gains. But yeah, 31, I think I'm still, I like to think there's still the potential for me to reach a new peak. I like to think I haven't peaked just yet. How many days of the week do I work out? The regimen I've been doing, 6 days a week, sometimes just 7. And I try to be careful because there's always the risk of overtraining. So what I try to do is I don't try to push it to the limit every workout. I basically try to pace myself. But there are definitely days where I got to take a day off, sometimes 2 days. But the way I do my workout routine is I try to go for 6 to 7 days. I always try to at least have one rest day. But Dwayne, I'm glad to hear it, man. Yeah, we got to get back into it. I'm telling you, I don't know how I look on the camera, but I definitely got a little bit of a gut because I've let myself go a little bit over the last year or so. Hold on. My body fat percentage is definitely higher. So I still have good muscle tone and good muscle mass, but I definitely have to cut down a little bit. Saying 31. You're saying 31 ain't old. I'm 38. Have been feeling old since 36. All the wrecks and accidents. That's when I started feeling it from all the years. Yeah, well, that's another reason why I'm trying to really get back into better shape now is because I know it only gets harder, you know? It's all the dominoes, yeah. As you get older, age, you know, catches up with you, time catches up with you, and it only gets harder. And so I like to think of it, the more I do now, the more it'll help me out later on in life, or at the very least can help mitigate things, make things a little bit easier. But no, I do not like running. I like walking. I don't run, really. I do get cardio in, but I get cardio in, like, I don't consider it training. I kind of get cardio in random other places, just doing, like, work and stuff and, you know, kind of, like, running around the house. And I don't mean literally running around the house. That probably sounds funny. Like, sometimes I just get up, I start running around the house. Start running up and down the steps. I'm like an animal, you know? But I don't like running, dude. I like walking. I like brisk walking. I like going for extended walks. I prefer walking over running. I've never been a fan of running, ever. But when I was a kid and a teenager, I ran a lot. But I know for a lot of people, it's all about running. I try to do one of the things I try to do for cardio is when I'm lifting and doing my workouts, I try to make sure I'm, I try to make sure I'm going quick, keeping my heart rate high or higher. Running at lower weight is good. If you're big, be mindful of the joints. Yeah, I mean, I'm not like overweight, luckily. I'm not underweight either, but I also feel like a bit thinned out today, specifically. Because like I said, I was working in the yard yesterday and I lost so much weight. So much water weight, dude. It was like I had that long sleeve Under Armour shirt on, and when I was finished, I went to take it off. It was literally like a wet rag. I'm like, oh, geez. So I definitely have to spend the rest of today hydrating. But we'll see what we can do, man. Appreciate you guys getting us to 50 members. We'll really try to bring back some good reps. Every time we hit 50 members on a stream, we'll bring back some good reps, some metal. You know, get the blood flowing. Let's see where okay, so we're at the 2 hour and 50 minute mark. I think this will be a good place to wrap it up. You're an Eagles fan. I'm guessing you're in PA. I'm not in PA. No, not in PA, but I'm an Eagles fan. Do I need to pee a lot after workouts? Not usually, no. Unless I'm chugging water the whole time. Usually not. I've actually, when it comes to the whole water thing or how much you should drink, I used to drink a lot more than I do now. Like I would be trying to do like drink 8 glasses of water a day, something around there. And then one day I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start drinking a lot less. I'm going to drink when I'm thirsty or when I feel a little bit thirsty. I'm not just going to drink for the sake of drinking. Like if my brain is telling me I'm not thirsty and I have no desire to drink, then I'm not going to. Ever since I started doing that, I've been a lot better. Like, I don't know. I've just, everything has been better. And I almost wonder, I mean, I guess it's different for everybody, but I almost wonder if like that's an electrolyte thing. You know, like the more water you drink, it kind of waters down your electrolytes, because your electrolyte balance is what determines how hydrated you actually are. The more out of balance your electrolytes are, the more dehydrated you'll be. That's why if you're extremely dehydrated, just drinking water is not really gonna, like, it'll help a little bit, but you need electrolytes. And most of the water we get is from the food we eat, dude. Most of the water is from the food we eat. Corey, you missed it, man. We did reps. We did some real reps, man, with some metal. Am I into any martial arts? Boxing, Muay Thai, or wrestling? I've always been, when I say into martial arts, not a practitioner of martial arts, but always admire martial artists, and, you know, always a big fan of Bruce Lee, you know, always watching Jackie Chan movies, Jet Li. Never really got into UFC though, or anything like that, but I've always had some kind of interest in it, you know? More interest in kind of watching it than partaking. But I did do some, like, Taekwondo, I guess, when I was a kid. So there was that. Can you show Corey your picture? Corey, I think you saw the picture, right? I showed that in the members lounge. Did you see the picture of my physical peak? Bruce Lee was legendary, but I wonder how he would fare in the UFC. It's hard to say, yeah. I mean, I think, yeah, that's the one. The veiny pick. Yep. Simon says he wants a membership. Well, you can always become a member, Simon. Somebody drops another. If somebody drops another 10 bomb, I'll break out. This is why I wish Michael Warneth was here right now, because he is a huge Eagles fan, I think. No, he is a huge Eagles fan. Who knows what he's doing today? But I was going to say, somebody drops another 10 bomb, I'll break out my 50th anniversary Kelly Green, Michael Vick Eagles jersey. Authentic Eagles jersey that I only wear for the most special of occasions. But hold on. Xbox is king, bro. I need to know who you are. Because you are... I feel like you are always causing chaos in this chat, man. I don't know. Every time I look at my chat... You're Phil Spencer? I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Boss says, I thought I was the special occasion. Boss is always the special occasion. Dude, Boss has a big, I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera. He's not here right now, but I don't think it comes through on the camera. He has this big cut on his nose, dude. And I'm pretty sure it's from Luna. Like, I was looking at it and I'm like, dude, that's going to scar. Holy shit. He must have got into it. I feel bad for him, but I don't know, man. Him and Luna do not get along, dude. She's always messing with him. I have a cat flap, like a cat door for the basement so they can go in and out, and she chases him up the basement steps, and Boss explodes through the cat flap, and will turn around and like viciously swipe and like growl and attack the cat flap door, and Luna's just sitting there like, I don't know, man. Dude, I'm not even kidding. If I were to put if I were to put an eye patch on Boss and give him a little mullet, he would actually look like Punished Snake. He would look like Venom Snake, dude. All right, I'll go for 3 more minutes. We'll just end this at the 3-hour mark. That'll be a good spot. Does Boss go outside at all? No, Boss has never been outside. Well, not that he's never been outside, but no, he doesn't. He's not an outdoor cat. I don't know how he would react. Like, I don't know if I would like put him on a leash or something, but that just seems weird. I don't like. Do you put cats on leashes? I don't. Just seems weird to me. I don't know how he would react. He might be terrified to go outside. Maybe he would like it. I heard a very common thing that cats do when they go outside for the first time is they can't stop rolling on the ground because they just of how different it feels. So they'll just spend the whole time just rolling on the ground, which is funny. Dude, Corey, no joke, man. Boss gets so loud sometimes. Like, Boss. So when I talk about my basement door, again, there's at the bottom of the door, there's like a square cutout and a plastic, almost like a plastic outline, I guess, for the cat door. And Boss, he's strong, dude. Like, when he goes to hit the door, like when he's pissed off at Luna, he smacks it. It's so loud. Like, sometimes he does it at night when I'm trying to sleep. I like jump out of bed. Like, what the hell was that? It's literally Boss smashing, like violently trying to, I guess, destroy Luna through the cat door. And I'm like, oh my God, here we go again. I don't know, man. Boss is no joke. I'm surprised Luna still messes with him. All right. The cutout in the basement is for the mold, not the cats. There's no mold. Stop it. Why won't I let him out? I just never really thought about it. Never really thought about it. You know, my cats are indoor cats. I never really thought about taking them outside. I'd be nervous, to be honest. I think that's my big thing is I would be nervous of how he would react. I would be nervous of like if he were to somehow, if I were to get like a leash or something and he somehow gets off of that leash, like I don't want to, you know what I mean? That'd be the most depressing thing ever. Because I don't know how cats are. I don't know if a cat leaves your home. I don't know if they just know how, like they know to come back. Because none of my cats have any experience outdoors, I'm pretty sure they would die. I don't know that they would make it. You've never let your cats outside? No. No, dude. For real. I mean, like, they've been outside in like a carrying case and stuff like that. Like, they've been outdoors. Like one time this was a long time ago, but one time I saw that like it was Boss or Leia, one of the two. They were like sitting at the door and they were really interested. And so I kind of like opened it up a little bit, you know, and just like held him, put him outside, see his reaction. I don't know if it was Boss or Leia, but they like kind of freaked out and they didn't like it. And I was like, okay. Your indoor cat pees all over you. If you try to take her outside, she hates it. Yeah, that's what I mean, dude. Like the cats that are kind of raised indoors, they seem to be afraid. Luna's different. I think she would want to go outside. She's crazy. I think she would survive too. She's a Pantera, you know. MBG depends on the cat. Your cats go outside to use the bathroom, comes back meowing to come back in. That's funny. Yeah, I guess it's just different for every cat. All right, guys, we just hit the 3-hour mark. I'm going to end this poll. Let's see what you guys think for the big game today. Who do you have for the big game today? the Philadelphia Eagles or the Kansas City Chiefs. 63% of you said the Eagles. 36% said the Chiefs. That's based on 425 votes. I'm proud of you guys. You picked the right team. You picked the right team. I'm very proud of you guys. I hope they win. The last time the Eagles were in the Super Bowl, they did not win. So that was disappointing. But guys, that's going to wrap up today's Press X podcast. I'll see if I can continue to use the Press X podcast name. There's really no reason for me not to. Used to have a tuxedo cat named Murphy. He fought everybody. Well, he's named Murphy. Of course he fought everybody. That's awesome. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me today and for tuning in. Before I head out, I just want to extend one more big thank you for the incredible support that you guys continue to show the channel. We ended with 50 members today, which is awesome to see. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for anybody who dropped a super chat, a direct donation, or became a member. Very, very much appreciate it. We are going to have plenty more content coming throughout the week. It's going to be State of Play week. So the hype train is just leaving the station today. Hype MBG is coming back in full force this week. So please look forward to that. I did put out a video earlier as well. If you didn't catch that, feel free to go check that out. And last but certainly not least, want to give a big shout out to Devil Shooter, who does the timestamps for the streams. He does a great job, does a great service to the community here. So if you see Devil Shooter in the comments, give him some thanks. Show him some love. I know he really appreciates it, and we appreciate what he does. He fought dogs, people, rodents, everybody. Oh, man. Yeah, the cats that are willing to fight dogs, those are always the interesting ones. I don't think any of my cats would be willing to try to fight a dog. I don't think so. But, all right, guys. Please enjoy the rest of your Sunday. If you're watching the big game, have a good time. And, yeah, we'll talk about the results of that game tomorrow when we stream again. So, all right. I got to think about where I'm going to get my pizza tonight. So, you guys enjoy. I'll catch you tomorrow with a new video and hopefully another Press X podcast episode. So until then, take care, everyone.